Disney World's newest hotel is undeniably beautiful, but it's also ridiculously expensive. Does the atmosphere make it the best Disney World hotel? Or does that massive hit to your vacation budget make it the worst? Hey everybody, it's Chris for All Ears TV and allears.net. We're working our way through Disney World's hotels to decide which hotels are the best and the worst, and which ones are perfect for you. Today we're talking about the French-inspired Riviera Resort, and we got this info straight from you. Oh, and the cast has lots of opinions as well. Let's get to it.
It's kind of a controversial resort. Some people love it and think it's amazing and it's great and it's their favorite. And then some people think it is nowhere near worth the cost it is to stay there. I think we can all agree that this hotel is beautiful. It is gorgeous. It's not complete in-your-face Disney theming, but it's sprinkled throughout. And I love when Disney likes to sprinkle things throughout. So if you've got people in your party who don't love Mickey Mouse everywhere in your face, and then you've got some who do enjoy that, this could be a nice meet in the middle in regards to theming.
The Riviera Resort was inspired and designed by Walt Disney's experience of traveling in Europe, and the design of the hotel was influenced by European and Mediterranean decor, along with a mix of 20th century and modern touches. Riviera Resort opened towards the end of 2019, making it Disney World's newest hotel. It's located on the Disney Skyliner line, giving it a quick transportation option to Epcot and Hollywood Studios, though it's not quite as convenient as those similarly priced hotels that let you walk to Magic Kingdom.
The Riviera Resort is the best resort that I will probably never actually stay in. It is so wonderfully themed. It has some of the very best restaurants at Disney World, but it is so expensive that if I'm going to be spending that money, I'm probably going to spend it at the Grand Floridian, where I can just walk over to Magic Kingdom.
Riviera Resort has beautifully designed rooms, but they're very pricey. Rooms range in price from an average of $500 to $800 a night for a tower studio room that only has a Murphy bed sofa combo. Yeah, no real bed. To an average of, are you ready for this, $3,000 a night for a 3-bedroom grand villa. It's a Disney Vacation Club hotel, so you can book using points if you're a member or rent points through a third-party service if you're not a member. But otherwise, you'll need to shell out a lot of cash to book directly through Disney.
Well, let's talk room options at Riviera Resort. The first of these room options, of course, is going to be the Tower Studio rooms. They're small. They're very small. They're like 220 square feet small. That is smaller than staying at an all-star resort. And to me, that's not necessarily worth it because you're going to be paying up here for Riviera and you're going to be paying down here for all-stars. I mean, basically nothing. It's going to be a huge difference. You can also get 1, 2, or 3 bedroom villas, and those villas do come with full kitchens, washer dryer, soaking tub, things like that. But of course, you're going to be paying more for those.
So the Riviera Resort is definitely probably one of the most expensive resorts you're going to stay at, probably because it's one of the newer ones. Also because, have you seen it? It's really pretty. But I guess if I had to compare it to another resort pricing-wise, it's very similar to if you were staying at one of the monorail resorts or the monorail loop around Magic Kingdom. It's definitely that luxury kind of pricing if you're getting what I'm throwing down at you.
The cheapest rooms at Riviera Resort are super small. They're the Tower Studio rooms. It was a new room type created just for Riviera Resort. And that's cool and all, but also those rooms are tiny. They're so little. And you walk in and there's a Murphy bed that comes out of the wall, and there's enough walking space, especially when the Murphy bed's up, but there's not a ton. There's a desk built into the Murphy bed. It feels like tiny living. On HGTV where they have tiny living, and then you get to see the young people and they're trendy and they've made a tiny living house. That's what the Riviera Tower rooms feel like. They're that small. The bathrooms are gorgeous. They're huge and beautiful and dazzling. They're the best bathrooms of any hotel I've stayed in in Disney World. Off that tiny room, there's like the most beautiful bathroom I've ever seen in my life. That's maybe an exaggeration, but it's a really good bathroom.
If food is important to you, Riviera Resort is like the jackpot of Disney food. Le Petit Cafe has coffee and pastries in the morning and cocktails in the evening, and you can hang out in the adjacent Voyagers Lounge to sip your drink and check out decor inspired by Walt Disney's travels through Europe, including his 1935 Grand Tour.
Le Petit Cafe is my jam. In my opinion, Le Petit Cafe has some of the best coffee in all of Disney World. Like, it's Joffrey's coffee, yes, but it's not regular Joffrey's coffee. Joffrey's coffee. It's hard to say that really fast. My car died and I have to buy a new one tomorrow. So, love that. What was I talking about? It's not like a regular Joffrey's coffee. It's like the Riviera blend, I think. Oh, it is so good. They have an almond iced coffee that has like almond whipped cream on it or something. Oh my goodness. I dream of it. It is like my favorite thing in the world. If I am passing Riviera Resort, if I'm on the Skyliner passing Riviera Resort, I'm getting off and I'm getting coffee. Going from Hollywood Studios to Epcot, getting off, getting coffee. And then it goes from being a coffee bar to being a wine bar in the late afternoon. And you can get like olives. You can get like a whole little tray of olives, and they're delicious olives. I love Le Petit Cafe.
If you don't know me very well yet, my name is Fry Bucket, and I'm all about the vibes. Okay? Anywhere I go, anything I'm doing, I'm all about the vibes. And the vibes in Voyagers Lounge are the best I have found so far. If I need to get some work done and I'm at Disney World, it will get done in the Voyagers Lounge. It is a nice little lounge. It's not super big. It's got nice mood lighting in there. The shelves and the walls are dark, so it's a little moody. There is memorabilia, real Disney historic memorabilia from Walt Disney's travels throughout the Riviera with his wife Lillian. Like, there are actual things in that room from their trips to the Riviera. I don't think people understand how big of a deal that is. I love little Disney history facts like that. I love when things are just on display for people to see. I go there every chance. Every chance I get, if I can, I will go stop by, get a coffee, and just vibe. Because I'm all about the vibes.
Look, if you know me, and you should know me by now, I love a good cocktail. That's like, sign me up, Mickey, M-I-C-K-E-Y, C-O-C-K-T-A-I-L. That's Mickey Cocktail. That's how I spell his name now. Like, just imagine if Belle from Beauty and the Beast decided to not be as whimsical and decided that she was, I'm gonna make something a little bougie. This would be her bar. Not only do I love cocktails, I love charcuterie boards, which is why I love the Le Petit Cafe so much. Because at night, they basically turn it over and it becomes like this. It's not really like I'm gonna get my coffee and biscuits and things. Like, no, there's a full, it's like specialty cocktail lounge. It becomes a full wine bar. They got some nice like little snacks like charcuterie board, which again, cheese, beverages. I'll be there. I'll see you there.
Topolino's Terrace offers a popular character breakfast as well as dinner on the rooftop of the Riviera Resort, where you get sweeping views for miles. In the evening, you can even see Epcot's harmonious fireworks show. At the pool, you can visit Bar Riva for drinks, and if you need a quick meal, you can visit Primo Piatto for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Topolino's is the best breakfast on property. Down. No question, don't argue. I'm not listening. I won't hear it. Because it is the best breakfast on property. I live and breathe by that. I have only had the absolute privilege to eat at Topolino's a handful of times. And this breakfast to me, hands down, is the best breakfast in Disney World. Why do I say that? For me, one, I think the character meet and greets are so cute. Absolutely adore the art and whimsical theme of what their costumes are, how they act. Love that. Two, I think the restaurant itself is an incredibly elevated space. You feel very nice, you feel very fancy, and I love feeling that way. Number three, it is a prix fixe price. And why does that matter? Because you can order, secret tip, as many entrees as you want because it's prefix. When I went for my birthday, we ordered 2 entrees per person. We ate 85% of it before we were too sick to keep going. And it was one of the cheapest breakfasts we had the entire trip. 10 out of 10, 10,000 out of 10. Absolutely the best breakfast on property.
I don't feel like Topolino's necessarily gets the credit that it deserves because it is truly one of the most delicious meals that you can have in Disney World. For their dinner, I highly recommend the gnocchi rigatoni and the escargot, which I'm sure I'm getting some weird looks right now, but the escargot is out of this world good. It is so delicious.
Okay, so what do all ears readers think? Mrs. Lightyear said, "This resort is beautiful. The dining options are the best at any dining resort on every level, quick service, coffee, and table service dining. We loved being able to take the Skyliner to Hollywood Studios and Epcot. The courtyard with games is great for families, and the artwork throughout makes you feel like you really are in the French Riviera."
At the Riviera Resort, they have the Skyliner, which is starting to become one of my favorite forms of transportation, just because I feel like, each one is a little more private. If you're with a couple, unless it's a really, really busy day, I've just been, if I go with, 3 or 4 people, it's just us in the gondola, just like doing our thing, us in the Skyliner, and then you can see everything. You get all the beautiful views. I mean, like yes, and you can kind of see that on the monorail, but like it's not the same. The Skyliner is starting to hit a little different. From the Riviera Resort, the Skyliner can take you to Epcot and Hollywood Studios.
So the number one standout to me at this entire resort, of course, it has to be the dining. Topolino's number 1 for me. But then also Bar Riva is, I think, one of the best pool bars at Disney World too. It has some amazing drinks, some amazing snacks, and honestly, their vegetarian options are so good. I choose to order them, and I'm not even a vegetarian. Hashtag thinking about Brie Love. I love the dining options here, but I will also say I really love just the resort as a whole. I think it's so beautiful. I think it is very well done. I also really love the rooftop because at Topolino's there is a bar where it's first come first serve. You can get the full dining menu, which I love, and you can take your drinks and you can walk out to the rooftop, and it has some of the most beautiful views in Disney World, in my opinion. You can see all the way to Epcot, Hollywood Studios. You can see some beautiful resorts below you. I just think it's great. It has a lot of standouts for me that I think are really special, but definitely number 1, the restaurants.
An anonymous reader said, "It is beautiful and fun to visit, but I really don't think it's worth the price." Another anonymous reader said, "Tower studio rooms are tiny. I knew I was renting a studio, but never expected it to be so very small. Can't even put suitcases out. Very disappointing to pay for a deluxe and have the living area half the size of an all-star room. On the other hand, the bathroom is as large as the living area. Not worth the price by any means."
Anonymous person is exactly right. That's what I've been saying this entire time about the rooms being small and the bathrooms being beautiful. Why couldn't they have made them both? I mean, the rooms are beautiful, don't get me wrong. It's just the bathrooms are so spacious. It honestly feels a little excessive. It does not match the tiny home aesthetic of Riviera Tower Suites. Also, when I stayed there, my tower suite was literally on the first floor, right next to a pathway and a door into the building, and I cannot tell you how many people walk by my room. If you like people watching, that's the room for you, but they can also look in at you. I didn't love that spot. It didn't feel great for the amount that I was paying. I think that if I hadn't been there for work, I probably would have asked for a different room. It didn't feel very private or luxurious, and that hotel's supposed to feel luxurious. I love the bathroom though, it's a good bathroom. I just want to drink my Petit Cafe coffee in the bathroom. Don't do that, that's weird. I don't do that.
So is the Riviera Resort worth it? Is it worth that big price tag? That's gonna be up to you to decide. For me, I would say it's worth it depending on what kind of vacation you're gonna have. Like if I'm gonna have a girls trip with all of my girlfriends and we're just gonna hang out at the resort, eat some good food, sit by the pool, then I would say yes, I would totally do that. If you are going to be in the parks from sun up to sundown and just only sleep at your hotel, then no, I would not say that it's worth it. But that's up to you to decide. Only you can make that choice.
The pros, it's located on the Skyliner line with incredible food options and newer design and rooms. The cons, it's very expensive. It's kind of an awkward location, and if you're booking a studio, be aware the rooms are tiny. Still not sure? Let's get some final thoughts from the cast.
I think the location of the resort is a giant pro. I love all of the Skyliner resorts. I think the Skyliner in general is such a pro in Disney World. So if you're on that Skyliner resort, you have quick access to Epcot and Hollywood Studios and all of the resorts that are on the Skyliner. Good food, kind of more expensive, but really good food.
I don't think I'll be staying at Riviera anytime soon, but I will be visiting Riviera consistently for the rest of time because amazing food options, absolutely beautiful, rooftops that you can hang out on, pools that I can't necessarily go to as a non-resort guest, but pools that I think are beautiful, and I just like the atmosphere. I love the Petite Cafe. I mean, there's so many nice things that when you're hanging out, it's great to be there. Do I think the rooms are worth the cash? Absolutely not. If you're a DVC member, of course it's going to be a little bit different, but as someone who is not and who would be paying out of pocket, I will not be staying there anytime soon, but I will be visiting quite often.
Overall, the Riviera is one of the most stunning resorts on Disney World property, but it's also a resort that I'd almost recommend going to versus actually staying at. You are going to have absolutely beautiful views all around because the theming is just exquisite. There are just really fun little areas like the Voyagers Lounge and some of the best dining on property. But is it worth the price tag to stay in the room? I think that you can get just as much out of going to the Riviera and visiting without paying for that really high nightly price tag.
Listen, I'm a bougie guy, and I'm a fan of the Riviera Resort just because it's gorgeous. But I do understand that it can get pricey. So, if someone were to ask me, is it worth it? My question would be, can you afford it? Then if you can afford it, it's totally worth it. If you can't, I recommend something else, and you will still have a fantastic time. But if you're wanting to get a little more of a bougie experience, I recommend the Riviera Resort for sure.
This has been a spicy conversation. I do like Riviera Resort. It's one of my favorite places to visit. However, the lobby's kind of lame. It does not have the cool grandeur vibes of deluxe hotels in Disney World, what I expect. The rooms are really small for what you pay, and I am just not paying that much for a hotel in Disney World. It's so expensive to stay in that teeny tiny room. I'm just not paying it. If you have Disney Vacation Club points and you can get it, you can get a little cheaper, that I respect. And pro tip, if you're not in the Disney Vacation Club, you can actually use rental. You can rent DVC points to be able to get these rooms for cheap. Go ahead and check out David's DVC Rentals. Really awesome service where you can rent unused DVC points and get these really, really nice rooms for a lot cheaper than you would pay cash. Worth checking out.
Go to our website at allears.net. Anything that you could ever have a question about with Disney World, we have it. And not only our opinions, but other viewers' opinions as well. Anyone can go on our website and leave a review. So if you want real, authentic reviews about all of these places that we're talking about in Disney World, go check it out on our website. That will really help you make a decision on if this hotel is worth it for you and your family.
So, Riviera Resort, if you like the Disney Skyliner or want to take advantage of on-site dining options, Riviera might be a good fit for you. If you want a large room or you're on a strict budget, steer clear. Of course, keep in mind that what's good for one person might not be good for you, but that's why we research and review to help you make the best decision for you. Want more options? Do a search on allears.net for Riviera Resort, and you may be a little blown away by what you find. For the rest of you, how would you vote? Your comments and opinions matter, so let us know in the comments. This is Chris for allears.net. See you next time.